Okay, so we're looking at the formula method again, trying to just work out some examples. So we'll very quickly, I expect that you should have learned your quadratic formula by now. You need to memorize it, you need to know it, right? So A is equal to 1 for this question, B is equal to -3, and C is equal to 4. The formula is x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Good. So what we'll do next is we'll plug in the values. We'll say x is equal to minus 3 plus or minus square root of minus 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times 4 all over 2 times 1. So x is going to be equal to 3 plus or minus square root of 9 minus 16 over 2. So x is going to be equal to 3 plus or minus square root of minus 7 over 2. Oh, okay, so there can be no solution to this, right? There can be no solution because basically you have to do square root of minus 7. Square root of minus 7, so there can be no solution to that. All right. The next question is asking us to, okay, the width of a rectangle is 2 meters less than its length. The area is 48 meters squared. Find the dimensions of the rectangle. Okay. So if the length is L, let's use L to represent the length, then the width would be L minus 2. Right? So yep. So the equation is saying that the product of both of them, that's the area should be 48. So our equation would be L bracket L minus 2 is equal to 48. The idea is that that's how you calculate area, right? Length times width. So if you multiply this in, you would have L squared minus 2L is equal to 48. If you bring 48 over, we would have L squared minus 2L minus 48 is equal to 0. Okay, so let's use our quadratic formula on this. We would have that L would be equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Our a is 1, our b is minus 2, and our c is minus 48, right? So if you check from the equation that we have here, the final equation we decided to use. Okay, so if I substitute that in, I would have L is equal to minus 2 plus or minus square root of plus b squared, that will be minus 2 all squared minus 4 times a times c, that's 4 times 1 times minus 48 all over 2 times 1, right? So that would give us L is equal to 2 plus or minus the square root of 4. Minus times minus is plus, that will be plus 192, I believe. Yes, 192 over 2. So L would give us the length now would be 2 plus or minus square root of 196 over 2. So we have two solutions now. That would be 2 plus square root of 196 over 2 or 2 minus square root of 196 over 2. Square root of 196 is 14. So we'd have 2 plus 14 over 2 or 2 minus 14 over 2. That means our L, remember we're solving for L. L can either be 8, that's 8 meters, or negative 6 meters. Now you know, of course, you're dealing with a dimension, so your length can be negative. You can't have negative 6 meters as a length, so your answer is obviously 8, right? So L is equal to 8. So your length is 8 meters, and then our width is 6 meters. Length is 8 meters, width is 6 meters, right? So that should be L is equal to 8 actually, and W, sorry, this is W is equal to 6, and L should be equal to 8 meters. Good. W is equal to 6 meters and L is equal to 8 meters. So the width and the length, 6 and 8 meters. Okay, that'll be corrected by the time you see the next slide, so it's fine. All right, at least I guess so. Okay, so this is the final one, right? You can pause the video, try it out if you haven't done that already. Okay, let's go. We need to move minus 10 over because we need to arrange it properly. So we'd have 5x squared minus x minus 23 plus 10 is equal to 0, right? Because this becomes plus 10. So we'd have 5x squared minus x, that should be minus 13, is equal to 0. So if we put this together, we're going to have a as 5, b as minus 1, c as minus 13. A is 5, b is minus 1, c is minus 13. Good. So we'd have minus b plus or minus square root of, that's the value of x, right? B squared minus 4ac over 2a. So x becomes equal to minus 1 plus or minus square root of minus 1 squared minus 4 times 5 times minus 13. Good. Over, okay, 2 times 5, yeah? So that would mean x is equal to 1 plus or minus square root of 1. That's 10, and that's 20. 20 times 13, that's 260. Okay, so our answer would actually, so this is actually our solution over 10, but we can, we can just solve them out. One solution will be when it's negative, one solution will be when it's positive. So we'd have x is equal to 1 plus that, 1 plus the square root of 260. So you do that first, and then you divide your answer by 10, or 1 minus the square root of, 261. So 1 minus the square root of 261 over 10. Right, so these are the two values for x. So let me just get them out as decimal, just in case that's the answer that we were given. That would be 1 plus the square root of 261. All of that. Then we divide our answer by 10. So the first one is 1.72, or the second one is negative 1.52. So those are your two solutions, right? 1.72 and negative 1.52. Let's see. Okay, so they just left the answer as plus or minus 261 over 10, which is also cool. All right, so thank you very much, and see you. That's the end of this, I believe, the end of factorization and formula method. So good luck in your quizzes and your every other task you have to do concerning this.